Welcome to the indices, and here we're looking at the S&P 500, and look at the bigger picture. As you can see, it's moving higher, and I've got two counts for this market but they're both very similar, both to the upside, and we'll look at both of them. And essentially what it means is that the correction at 1950 would be smaller. In fact, the wave 3 here wouldn't be completed. There'll still be another little move up here before we get to that. So we'll have a look at that in a moment. But quite clearly, the pattern is to the upside, and we're still in a series of waves. Well, looking at waves 1 and 2 here, and 1 and 2 here for this morning count here. I mean, this particular pattern through here, this move through this high here, and this pattern through here, and this correction at least to here, is the same as this one in through here. So they're just reoccurring patterns that are pushing the market higher, and they'll continue to work higher. The intraday count here can have this wave 5 and 3 in place here back to 38.2 retracement level into 1920 here. But looking at this little pattern in here, I don't think that's the case, and we can get to that in a moment. But my alternative count is this here, where we've still got, I'll just take this back here a little bit so you've got it from the bottom here. This one here is as wave 1 and wave 2 to here, and then wave 1 and 2, and all of this here is the third wave here with 5 waves in it for the fourth here, and then up for the fifth here, just to make the wave 3, and then wave 4 here, and then wave 5 moving up here for wave 3. So still a fair distance to sort of travel. This little pattern in here, we'll take a closer look at that. And this is it here. It's it hasn't presented a really sort of positive move to the downside. In fact, it's it's quite sort of corrective to the downside here in this terms here. So like a small A, B, and C here. So it can push higher, and being above the 1950 here, it hasn't failed here. So it can certainly continue the push higher in that alternative count there. And one way to work that is the support of the group 1, and group 1 is always number 3, so it would be 53 in this case. So a nice tested support on 53 will give you a leg up to 55, and support on 55 will take you up to 58. The Dow Jones, much the same sort of picture here as well in the bigger picture, still moving to the upside, and the price at 16,950, 50 is a midpoint. So intraday you'd be looking for support on that 50, and also you can use 53 as a little group 1 as a leg up there as well. But in a nutshell, the 17,000 is where this market will have its larger correction across here. It won't be that big. I think the number 17,200 will have a bit more pull than 17,000, but once we get there, we can have a bit of a look at that. The wave count here that we've been sort of looking at is a little wave 3, still to the upside here. So it's bringing the S&P count in closer to the Dow Jones count rather than the other way around. So yeah, that's the sort of what we're looking at this point here. So it's still higher to go here, and a bit of a look like this. This may not move up that high, but we'll see. Yeah, so more of a correction across 17,000 here. The DAX has got its own problems. It's at 10,000. We can see from the price action that on the intraday that it's not moving a lot. It's just sort of waiting for whatever, but there's nothing, can't really expect anything on there. But normally what you do is you normally, when you get here like this, you'll just start to see the swings get larger and larger. So the other point that I want to make here on the daily is that it's normally the wave 4 here that would break the trend line of the particular trend that it's in. So that's what we'd be looking for eventually over here, basically a breaking of this trend line here as a wave 4. But on the intraday, we're not quite up to that wave 3 up here just yet to break that trend line, and we'll be looking at this as wave 1, wave 2, and we've been counting a little structure up here in 5 waves for wave 3, which can be in place now as well. Wave counts can get a bit skewed around large numbers because they attract large orders, so we just need to be a little bit mindful. But the main point here is that there's no real trading here at the moment. It's all, we've reached the finishing line. You can have your bottle of water and and relax and do something else for a little while. Look at another market. With what you've made in a trend, you'll just give back in the correction if you start poking it with a stick. The FTSE, slightly different count here, but we can see from this move up through here, this is like a little third wave here moving up strong, so it's a little fourth wave in here. So we've still got high to go here. But I think that this wave 3 here that I've got is all part of this wave 2 here. So I think that this is a 5 wave structure in through here, but I think we've got basically wave 1 to here or to here. So 1 and even 1, 2 to here, 3 to here, 4 to here, and 5 up to here to make wave 3 up here. So we're still looking higher here, and then we can look at wave 4 and wave 5 moving in here. So 69 is our target, even though I can sort of see this market moving much higher up into the 7,000 sort of area up there. Which is good for the ASX 200, because the ASX 200 is really bothering me at the moment. In that, I always looked at this little move here as being as corrective to the downside. So no matter what happened after this, it would all be corrective and would make a new high above here, and that's fine. But what I'm starting to see that this whole correction down here is actually sort of more weighty and larger than the impulse wave up here, which is not a good sign for correction. This at max, this should be 60% of this move here, at sort of max really. 40% would be better. The other point that bothers me about this too is that this move up through here that we've been looking at is in 3 waves so far. So we've got 5 waves to here, and we've got a pullback, and then we've got another 5 here. So it's really a 5-3-5 structure, which is basically an A and a B and a C here, pulling back up to roughly the 61.8% of this move down through to here. So it's really sort of forcing it to to be corrective to the downside. Now, technically, it would need to take out this low here, this particular low in here at 54.40, to actually confirm that this is actually a 3-wave move up here. And if that is a 3-wave move up here, then unfortunately we're going to be looking at another 5 waves down in terms of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for some larger A, B, and C correction here. So that's a bit of a concern. So just bearing in mind that 54.40 as a point there. Secondly, other points of weakness that we need to look at is group 2. So we're just going to drill into this a little bit through here. So, yes, just this move going up through here. Sorry, I haven't labeled it, but it's just basically wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here for wave whatever, but 5 waves here, 3 waves here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here. So it's got that A, B, and C look about it, but it would need to take out this low here at 54.40 area here of this 5 waves here. If it takes that out to here, then you know that you've got yourself a problem. Okay, so you can be short at that point, basically. Now the other point here, of course, is, well, the 5450, and also group 2 as well. So just sort of nutting it down a little bit, because this is the way you have to work. You have to keep breaking it down until you get to the price point that you know where you need to act or stay and put your stop and all those sorts of things. So the market's in group 2 at the moment. That's actually a healthy, positive, strong thing, right? So if it dropped out of group 2, and the lower level here would be 54.65, if the market dropped out of this here, then that would be, well, in the text I put it down as the first point of weakness, but it's actually the second. The first one would be the 54.72 becoming the retested resistance, and the second one would be the 54.65 becoming the resistance as well. At that point, at both of these points really, then you would understand that the market has got potential to move lower rather than higher at that stage. So as long as the market stays within group 2, 54.65, then you've got half a silly chance for this market to move up. The other thing supporting a move up higher is this move down through here, because it looks more like a corrective pattern in terms of an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave all the way down through here, with the third wave in the middle here. But obviously it's moved up here, and it's only got 3 waves here, and it's meeting supply over here. So it's really getting nailed here. So if you were looking for long trades, I would suggest looking at 54.80, a move above that, because what that would do, you can see this is wave 1 here, wave 2 here, and then there'll be 5 little waves in here for wave 3. So this can be an A and a B and a C to this point. So a move up here would make it 5 waves up. And if you've got 5 waves up here, then you'd have a counter trend, and then you'd have another 5 up here. So that would be the positive side of it. But as it stands, it's just got 3 waves here. So a breaking of this, 54.65 here would basically put you bearish. That's what it would do. So just need to be a bit mindful of that. So 54.80 highs, buying. 54.65 look to sell. That's sort of how I sort of see it at the moment. US markets have got higher to go. The FTSE appears to have higher to go as well, and this market tends to follow the FTSE a bit. So there is a positive sort of aspect there. The banks are moving higher. They're leading their way in there, as I mentioned the other day. So there is a positive sort of element there. It's just that I'm not really seeing it in this picture here. I am, but I'm seeing it. I see points of weakness there, and those points of weakness cannot be confirmed just yet, but they are sitting there and I can see them. I'm just not getting the price action on the weak side to confirm any of the stuff that I'm sort of seeing. So just need to be a little bit sort of careful. Of course, if we get the 5,500 here, as always, as support, sometime, next week or whatever, then, then we'll have a rosy picture to the upside. But, if it's going to fail, this is where it's going to fail from, this, retesting the supply coming through here. And yeah, alrighty. Thanks for listening. Cheers.